Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 2nd, 2022 New Moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Aries be affected by the March new moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Fantastic. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The top is our heart, our emotional self. And the right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Three of Cups and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we're definitely moving forward towards prosperity and towards success. What we have to be mindful of is betrayals along the way, or the betrayals that we have been through in the past that are holding us back, really making us doubt ourselves. Earth sign energy also coming through with the Knight of Pentacles, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We then have our inner self, which is the Ace of Pentacles, a gift we're absolutely taking, and the Ten of Wands. We're getting a gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. And this gift is helping us to release burdens and to be able to create, to be able to cultivate what it is that we want instead of just always seeing the dirt on our shoes, being so overwhelmed that life just seems bleak or tinged in gray. It brings us then to our emotional self, which is the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles, hard work, dedication, is very much at the heart of us during this time. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of healing, beautiful love, really opening up gifts to us, really opening up our heart. And it's, in the exact right place, right? It's at the heart center of us. And so here we're opening up to our prosperity, to our success, to our abundance, to be able to really feel it, to be able to move forward in that love. And that makes sense astrologically speaking during this time. We then have Judgment, the High Priestess, and the Four of Swords in our public arena self. A part of us is being awakened. People are going to sit there and say to us, Aries, why are you acting so different? Or, wow, you're really taking charge of things. Or, there's going to be something different about us. Some will like it and some won't. They'll be jealous of the gifts that are coming forward. They'll be jealous of the way that we're putting down our burdens and being able to really embrace ourselves. And so there's going to be the sense here of, I need to rise. I need to rise to the power and intensity that is me. I need to rise and really let myself shine because our angels are calling us to this power and to this intensity. The veil is being lifted from our eyes. We're seeing things so much more clearly, so much more openly, so much more honestly. And as we do this, again, a part of us that was dormant for a really long time is awakening, but we're also letting ourselves heal. We're giving ourselves credit where credit is due. And that's going to be really important to us and for us as we're moving forward and as we're embracing this moon. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And this is the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The King of Cups here is very much telling us to be mindful of emotional manipulation. Also, people who have a bark to them, who have a bellow to their voice, or who just yell very easily. They're going to want to engage with us in an argument, in a fight, and Spirit is really saying here, don't go down that road, because they're going to be fighting dirty. And that's not something that we need to be really dealing with during this time. It's not something we need to be dealing with at all, quite frankly. It brings us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And we have dreams, the third eye chakra. Now, the third eye is what our singing bowl is tuned to. And there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of power coming to us through our dreams during this time. There is a sense of awakening also to our dreams, reevaluating the place that we're in. Is this right for me? Is this not right for me? How do I move forward towards what I love, towards what I need? And how do I embrace where it is that I want to be within my life? And we're moving towards our dreams. We're moving towards our blessings and desires. And that's a really big deal. Now let's take a moment and talk about this new moon. So the new moon is in Pisces, and it says meditate and contemplate, which is the energy all around here. It is the energy of becoming calm once again, of leaving the tension, the hurt, the pain, not behind, but yeah, it's kind of like saying this doesn't get to define me anymore, and I get to be present within my body, listening to the tension melt away, becoming much more present, much more powerful within myself. And the sun is conjunct the moon. That is how all new moons begin. And this brings an end of one cycle to the beginning of another. So we find the end of a cycle here with the 10 of Wands. 10 is the completion of a cycle. And we're going to see here, it's especially with our passion and what we desire, we're releasing so much. It also brings a burst of energy. A new moon brings a burst of energy, insight, and intuition, and it also brings us emotional balance. Now, what's really cool about this moon is that Jupiter is right next to the sun in the moon, so it is conjunct the sun. And this increases the power of the new moon because Jupiter resembles the sun in the fact that Jupiter helps things grow while the sun gives it life. So it's kind of like that little seed being warmed by the sun within the earth, and Jupiter is the energy that helps it grow, helps it become. And so that's going to be the energy that really leads us forward here. Mars, Pluto, and Venus are all in Capricorn. And Capricorn energy is that practical, get to work, let's do this energy. We're ruled by Mars. So Mars coming forward, Aries, because Mars is the god of war, right? In Roman mythology, we are the god of war in Greek mythology, and the Romans just stole from the Greeks. So this brings practicality to our passion, this brings practicality to our rebirth, and practicality to our love. What we need to make sure is that our love is stronger than the god of war, right? Than Mars, than Aries, than the sense of vengeance coming forward. So that's going to be really important on a world scale as well. Now, Lilith is also on this stage, and Lilith makes things a little bit murky, makes things a little bit more, it makes it harder to figure it out. It's kind of like I almost am there, but I'm not quite seeing things the way that I needed to, the way that I want to. Now, the conjunction of Mars, Pluto, and Venus are sextile Neptune, and this is in harmony with the South Lunar Node and the North Lunar Node, which again, our destiny is echoed through. So this makes us spiritual and gives us a broader vision and can really bring forward our dreams during this time. And that's why our dreams are coming forward here so powerfully. What we're looking at is we're looking at a lot of the people who haven't stood by us. So I know that for many, the Three of Cups is this sense of people who celebrate me. And that's true. It's needing to look at the people who celebrate us. But also what the Three of Cups brings forward for me is this energy of these were the people who were supposed to celebrate me. These were the people who were supposed to be by my side, and yet they couldn't be. And this becomes chaotic. This becomes overwhelming. This becomes intense. And so at our root, it's kind of like, well, if I couldn't have these certain people stand by me, or if this messed up, or if this fell apart, what makes me think that I can move forward? So we have doubt right at our root. And we're moving forward towards financial prosperity, towards success in whatever we value as much as money, or being handed a gift in that which we are taking as a warrior. And Aries, we are a warrior. That's what we are. And so here, we're slowly and steadily moving forward towards our goals. And we're also slowly and steadily saying enough to the negative energy that has tried to pull us down for just way too long. It brings us to this place of blessing. It brings us to this place, again, of God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, saying this is your gift. This is you moving to the next level. This is the door opening. And as the door opens, it's like, oh, I can do this. Like, oh, I can move forward this way, or oh, I can go after that. And there's just a sense of like empowerment and a sense of excitement really coming forward in ourselves. Now, we want to do things all at once, but we have to be very mindful, because there is a powerful part of us that just feels completely overburdened. It's like I've taken on too much. And as I've taken on too much, there is this energy of, how do I move forward to the place that I want to be? How do I get that spark back? And what we're going to see is that we've actually gathered up a lot of the information that we need for our dreams to come forward, for what we desire, want, and really long for within our lives to step onto that stage. And so we're taking the burdens that we carry, and now we're starting to create something beautiful out of them. It's like keeping scraps of clothing and then making a quilt. We're finding how it goes together. And it's not going to be easy, because making a quilt certainly is not, but it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be warming, and it's going to be inspiring. And that's where we move to our emotional self, which is all about our hard work and our dedication. It's not only our physical hard work, but it's the emotional hard work that we put into things. It's not only the having to practice something in the public arena, right? Having to do something over and over again at work, or, at home, but it's also that energy, that time, that dedication put into something spiritually. It's put into, what divinity has been handing us, the way that we've had to face certain things, and we think, my gosh, why is this happening again? And Spirit is saying here, it's happening because we're building towards power, towards prosperity, towards success. And then as we see this, as we see ourselves becoming skilled, really masterful at things, all of a sudden the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments, they all kind of come up and wash away. And this can be uncomfortable, because we're being freed from them, but they're coming up, and that's why they can trip us up here in the rooted self. And it comes up in the emotional arena, because it's like, okay, all of this is coming forward. It can be very overwhelming. How do I move forward to what I want? How do I embrace what I desire? How am I looking at things correctly? Note that we will be emotional with this time, but we have to be able to balance that emotion and bring it to a place of love, bring it to a place of harmony, bring it to a place of understanding. If we do that, then it becomes a game changer. And that changing of the game really moves us to rising out of a slumber, out of a time where we feel stuck, where we feel overwhelmed, where it's like, can I do this? Can I move forward this way? And Spirit is saying, of course you can. We're really answering the call. And that call is of our emotions, of our heart, of what we desire. And it brings us to this place where the veil is lifted from our eyes, where we see things so much more clearly. We're going to see the world around us so much more clearly. It's like, I'm not putting up with this bull. I'm going after what I really want within my life. We're seeing people not for the mask that they wear, but we're seeing them for the person that they are, not the person that they want us to see them as. And so this can be a little bit disconcerting, because it's like, oh, I thought you were like this, or, oh, I thought I could rely on you. I can't. Now I see, and I completely understand. It brings us then to an awakening of our desires, our passions, our wants, and our needs, but also a sense of, I need to honor my own story. I need to honor what I have been through, and I need to see where I keep my armor on and why I keep my armor on in these situations. What is holding me back? And as we acknowledge this, we're very much set free. We're very much acknowledging our dreams. Messages are definitely going to come through, and we have to make sure that we are connecting with those messages, connecting with the bigger picture, because there's a part of us that is really awakening towards a greater power and towards a greater understanding. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself, angels and spirit guides. So at our root, we have the Luna message, don't let pride get in the way. And we're assessing the situation. So when we're assessing the situation, also the hurts of the past, it's kind of like, I'm not going to let this happen again, start to come forward. And what the moon is telling us is don't let pride, don't let the ego take over and sully the way that we're judging the situation, sully the way that we're looking at things. It brings us then to our inner self, and it is a time for healing and balance. And that's through meditation, through contemplation, through the balancing of ourselves through this new moon. There is a real sense of harmony coming in, of insight guiding us forward. There's a real sense of how am I finding my footing and how am I seeing myself? And we're releasing so much of what has been holding us back, of what has been denying us. And as we release, we're getting the gifts. We're moving to the next stage. It brings us to our emotional self, which is a personal issue reaches resolution, and then gratitude, and having that gratitude because that resolution has come forward, because we are freed and healed, and things move forward in a power that brings us peace and harmony into our lives. It brings us to our public arena, which says, be bold and make the first move, realization that we are the key. That standing back and standing in hibernation, that's not helping us. We have tremendous insight, tremendous abilities to look at things and see deeper into the truth, deeper into what we are discovering, what we want, what we need. And that's going to be what unlocks the door. That's going to be the key that we were missing. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow, I am so much more than I ever thought I could be, I ever thought I would be. And that moves us to the next level. It moves us to a place where we really start to embrace who we are, what we want, and what we desire from our lives and for our lives. Now it brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Prosperity, success, bounty, abundance coming in. Again, taking that gift in our inner selves from divinity, from the spirit world, to make us great, to guide us forward, to enhance what we desire within our lives. And that becomes the game changer. We are nurturing that which is most profitable for us. And as we are nurturing it, we're seeing our dreams and we're embracing our hearts. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Queen of Pentacles. So as wonderful as the Queen of Pentacles is, and subconsciously it blesses us and moves us forward, we have to be mindful of thinking, okay, I'm making these connections and maybe things don't feel right, but we're ignoring our inner intuition and we're going to push it down and keep on pushing forward. And what Spirit is saying here is, no, listen to your inner voice. It is so much more powerful than you give it credit for. It brings us to our subconscious chakra energy, and that is the Earth Mother. This is the Earth Star Chakra located 6 inches below our feet, and there's a real sense here of connecting with the Earth, connecting with the healing, connecting with what is natural, what is grounding, what is prosperous, and that changes the game for us. It brings us to our subconscious Luna message, which is, it's time to release negativity and resistance. We have been through a lot of resistance for releasing the negativity, a lot of things that want to hold us back, that want to deny us, that want to overwhelm us. And as we are releasing the negativity into the world and saying, you know what, I'm not being held back anymore, we find that we are so much more resilient and so much more powerful than we ever thought. All right. All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace power and healing, and as we let love conquer all negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. And may you have a blessed moon.